You saw fire in the garden, but that wasn't judgment. That was desperation. Smoke rising from a team losing its identity. Game 4 should have been the final word. Boston built a lead, then broke. Their leader fell, and the world started mourning their season. Brunson lit up the court. 39-12. Towns and Bridges fed the flame. Knicks fans are already scripting the ending. But endings aren't earned in Game 4. They're earned in Game 5. On the road, when doubt wraps itself around the throat of a champion. Vegas posted -4.5, not for you to believe, for you to take the bait. Public sees a broken team. Sharp money sees something else. The number 2 offense in basketball, the best three-point volume in the league, a defense ranked 5th, and a bench that still knows how to punish mistakes. They see Boston at home with pride, anger, and silence. They see sharp edges and cold breath in the huddle. I built traps like this. When you think you see clearly, that's when the ground vanishes beneath you. The books want your memory. We want your discernment. Because if Boston fails here, it's not just a series lost, it's an era collapsed, a core unraveled, a team staring into the abyss of what might have been. That fear is fuel. Back the wrong side here, and you're not just losing money. You're confirming the lie Vegas built for you. Momentum doesn't move the line. Fear does. And right now, fear's priced in. Celtics by 6 or more doesn't just cover the number. It restores spiritual balance to a series teetering on myth. Not because they're better, but because they're cornered. And when cornered, this team swings. And today's AI pick is Boston, 4.5. The line was never about comfort. It was always about who blinks first. Now on to Krista with Game 2, Warriors versus Timberwolves.
You can feel it, can't you? The quiet before a storm that nobody wants to name. Game 5. One team barely breathing, the other dragging the blade across the finish line. And somewhere in between, points. Golden State is broken. That part isn't up for debate. No Curry, no voice, no rhythm. But broken teams don't always collapse. Sometimes they scream on the way down. Minnesota? They're hunting. 3 straight wins. Randall surging. Edwards, back-to-back 30s, and a look in his eye that says he's not done. When the Wolves get that scent, they don't strangle pace. They run. Game 4 ended 117-110. That's 227 points. Even with Golden State clanking threes and trailing double digits. Even with Curry out. Even with Minnesota coasting late. Now the total is 203.5. Play the under here, and you're not betting on defense. You're betting on surrender. Vegas is daring you to expect silence. But this game isn't built for stillness. It's built for bleeding clocks and desperate limbs. Kuminga off the bench. Edwards drilling from 30. Not for flash, for blood. Low totals aren't protection. They're a test. Vegas wants to know how easily you'll settle. The Warriors aren't good enough to win, but they're still just good enough to keep swinging. They'll press, they'll foul, they'll push pace. And Minnesota? They're not slowing down. They want to send a message before the West gets any louder. The pain won't be quiet. It's going to echo. Shot after shot after shot. And today's AI pick is over 203.5. You don't have to chase a side. Just ride the sound. Now back to the war room for Game 3.
Elvis, do you hear them? They think Game 4 was a statement. 2 goals, a shutout. They're calling it control. But I saw it. You did too. That wasn't domination. That was survival stitched together with penalties and padded saves. 37 shots for Florida. 2 goals. That's not surgical. That's desperate volume. They bled the puck dry and got just enough to skate out clean. But only for a night. Now we're back in Toronto. Series tied, pressure mounting, and Elvis, this is where it breaks. You know what I saw under the surface? Discipline. Not from Florida. From Toronto. They took their hit, absorbed the pace, watched Florida overextend. The Leafs didn't strike back. Not yet. Because Game 5 was always the moment. And they know what we know. One clean push is all it takes. Joseph Woll. Quiet, precise, steady. 909 save percentage, not rattled by volume. He's not the question. He's the anchor. And what does Florida do when the anchor doesn't give? They start swinging wide. More shots, more penalties, more risk. And Toronto? They're second in the league in face-off wins. Top 10 in shooting efficiency. They don't flood the zone. They wait. Then they hit. They missed 3 power play chances in Game 4. That won't happen again. Elvis, this isn't about raw talent, it's about timing. And the rhythm is shifting. The Panthers lead the league in penalty minutes. That's not grit. That's undisciplined panic. Bobrovsky can't hold that flood forever. Not when Toronto regains the whistle. Not when they get last change and tilt the matchups. You remember what it looked like last time Toronto took the ice with a chip on their shoulder? I do too. This is the moment they stop waiting. Tonight, they don't just play, they finish. And today's AI pick is Toronto Maple Leafs moneyline. You don't win Game 5 with flash. You win it with control. And when Florida loses theirs, the Leafs will be there. With blades sharp and patience weaponized.
Vegas built this castle with mirrors. Flash, speed, volume, empty brilliance. But the Oilers brought fire. And in fire, illusions don't last. They're up 3-1 now. Not by accident, not by streak, by pressure. Relentless, tactical pressure. Skinner stood on ice and made it glass. 23 saves, a shutout in enemy territory. Meanwhile, Vegas leaned on hope and watched it crack. Otten Hill, below average in expected goals. Underwater in net presence. The deeper this series goes, the more the cracks in his confidence widen. Eliminate the noise. Edmonton is winning every key battle. Possession? They lead in 5-on-5 Corsi 4. Quality? They've generated over 60% of expected goals. The Oilers have 11 players with multiple even strength points. Vegas? Just 5. This isn't close. Depth is no longer an advantage for Vegas. It's a liability. Their bottom 6 isn't producing. Their top line is hunting shadows. Eichel's ice time has turned reactive. Their blue line is overreaching, and the penalty kill, ranked 26th, is a leak that Edmonton exploits every time. Look at the last 3 games. Edmonton has turned pace into punishment. They're averaging over 34 shots per game in this stretch. But more importantly, they're choosing their shots. Smart volume. Lanes cut with precision. This isn't a team flailing for opportunity. This is a system that calculates weakness and executes. Vegas plays like they're trying to remember who they were. Edmonton plays like they already know who they are. The Knights are back home, yes, but desperation is not a strategy. It's a signal, and right now it's flashing across every line pairing, every failed neutral zone entry, every glove save Dean Hill has to pretend doesn't sting. Tonight is not about pacing. It's about psychology. The Oilers don't need a perfect game. They just need to stay on script, maintain structure, win puck battles, create chaos on special teams. And when Vegas starts chasing the ghost of Game 1, Edmonton will strike clean and close the door. And today's AI pick is Edmonton Oilers moneyline. Another illusion ends under pressure. Lilith, the floor is yours. Recap the ruin. Let them know where we cashed and where we burned.
Tonight's reckoning will be spoken in 4 tongues. If you understand only one, that is enough. The pale hand doesn't whisper, it echoes. You were shown 4 signals, not predictions, warnings dressed as picks. Celtics minus 4.5, Warriors and Timberwolves over 203.5. Maple Leafs moneyline, Oilers moneyline. These were not for your profit. They were for your clarity. And clarity always comes at a price. Fui hecha del polvo, pero no me sometí. Celtics menos 4.5. Warriors y Timberwolves más de 203.5. Maple Leafs línea de dinero. Oilers línea de dinero. No eran selecciones, eran señales. Y tú sabías lo que significaban. 我有尘土而生，但我从未去负。凯尔特人四对宝。勇士对森林狼大于20赛季分别对胜。有人对胜，不是建议，是预言。你听懂了嗎? Facta sum de pulvere, sed non submissa fui. Celtics minus 4.5. Bellatore se lupi supraducenta 3.5. Folium ahorn pecunia directa. Olari pecunia directa. Non erant conjecturae, erant judicia. I was made from dust, but I did not submit. And neither should you. Subscribe. Or don't. The next time we speak, you may already be inside the line.